I'm not. I'm a Jordan guy. It's sad that we have to choose.
Yeah, you're supposed to be able to enjoy both of them. It's different eras. Just enjoy both of them. Ready?
Yes, sir.
Welcome everybody to first episode of Blueprint Show, sponsored by Blue Candy Media. I'm sitting here with the king of the go-go beat, D. Floyd, man. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show.
Man, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. Want to tell you off the break, man, y'all having a hell of a year.
Yeah, we're doing good so far. So far, so good.
I know it snuck up on you. You think it was going to happen like that?
I think I did. I think we kind of, how can I put it, fanatical about how we plan stuff. Mm-hmm. And it's all a process, just like fitness, you know? Mm-hmm. And we feel like as long as we follow the proper steps, everything else takes care of itself.
Okay. I'm with you on that. So how you get started in music? Like, what was your, growing up, that was a thing you wanted to do?
I was in elementary school. I was a Maryland kid, and I remember elementary school sends these forms home if you want to be in the musical program. Now, I didn't want to be in the musical program, but I had took the form home and just laid it on the counter. And so my mother asked me, did I want to be in the band? I didn't even know what she was talking about. She said, this paper. And I hate telling my mother no about anything. So I was like, yeah. And she said, well, what instrument? And I just guessed out the blue. I said saxophone, and it kind of just spiraled from there. I just stopped playing the saxophone, I don't know, third or fourth grade, however, I can't remember how the Maryland program works. And a lot of people lied to me and told me I was doing good, sounded good, which is important to continue. I mean, just like fitness, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
When you in the fitness world and you step on that scale and you ain't lost no weight.
Right. You gotta say something to keep them going, right?
You gotta say something, because if I ain't losing no weight, then fuck this. But, so, a lot of people lied to me and like, oh, you sound good. And it just spiraled from there. Spiraled on from there. I ran into some great musicians in middle school. David Dyson, which is a world-renowned bass player now. And ended up getting an audition to go to Duke Ellington for high school.
Okay.
And I was able to get into Duke Ellington. And the day I auditioned, Channel 7 News was there. And so my audition was on the news. And again, it's just a lie to me, but it made it seem like I was so great. Really, I just happened to be the person. I understand it now, and I just happened to be the person next when they was ready to roll their camera. I got into Duke Ellington, and I remember being in Duke Ellington, and maybe my freshman year, a guy came to me, Bobby Smoot, and he was talking about this new thing called go-go. I mean, that sounds funny to people, but this was 1978 or 79.
Right.
Go-go really only started in 76.
Right. So it was all brand new to everybody.
Brand new to everybody, and I was like, well, what's go-go? I was a classical music guy, penny loafers and all of that. I ain't know, and he was explaining to me what go-go was. And at that time, it was a Southeast band, Chance band, and they just modeled everything they did after Rassus.
Right.
They painted their speakers red, their drum set was white, just the whole thing. And so I joined the band, and that's kind of how it got going, I guess. I was in Chance band from, I want to say 79, and messed around with a couple of Petworth and a couple of other bands.
You ended up with RE around 83, right? 83.
Well, really, I got in the band in 82, but right in 82, Miss Mac's husband, had passed right at the end.
Okay.
And so, you know, they was going through the funeral and all of that stuff, you know, around Christmas time. And so I didn't physically start until 83.
Okay. So tell me about high school. How was Duke Ellington for you?
Man, Duke Ellington was an unbelievable experience. Like, I wish I had a chance to do it again. Because Duke Ellington had the most incredible teachers, the incredible students, and I don't feel like I, you know, took advantage of it.
Right.
Like, I remember the first day of school, and again, I'm arrogant now, but I was arrogant then. And I just remember going to that school thinking I'm going to be the best. And my first day it was just that TV show, Fame.
Okay.
It was just like that.
Okay.
And so at lunchtime, I go downstairs to the cafeteria, and this guy in the corner is playing John Coltrane, Giant Steps. And this guy over here is playing Miles Davis, Someday My Prince Will Come. And I mean, this was some heavy shit. Right. And I was like...
In high school, too.
Yeah, and I was like, Ma, I want to quit. Like, I want to just go back to the regular, because there's no way
Right.
I'm ever going to catch up to that.
Right.
My mom was a very strong black woman, and she said, well, you know, if that's who you are, then quit,
Right.
and we'll go.
Right.
I think I would have went to Northwestern. You know, what you mean if that's who I am? I mean, if you a quitter, you know, just quit.
Yeah.
And so I toughed it up, and but even then, I wasn't chasing what they was chasing. They was chasing Coltrane and those cats, and I just wanted to be Grover Washington Jr. I shouldn't say just wanted to be Grover Washington, because Grover is great to me, but I wanted to be Grover Washington Jr. So they always looked at me like, you weird.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And so, you know, I got good in the classical music stuff. I was one of the two people out of Duke Ellington selected into the National Honors Band, which is like, if you in sports, it's like being a McDonald's All-American, right? And so, but Duke Ellington just overall was challenging. It was a lot of homosexuality, a lot of gay guys. Wasn't a whole bunch of straight guys there, but we kind of, you know.
Right. Bonded.
Yeah. And we had a good time. We ended up, you know, we had a good time, a little basketball team and stuff. We had a good time, and I didn't take great advantage of the education, but, you know, I did do enough to advance.
Right. Did you do college at all?
I did. I ended up getting a scholarship. Well, so my senior year is when I ended up joining Red Essence.
Okay.
And all up until then, I wanted to go to Northwestern, which is a school in Chicago for classical saxophonists. And that's where I wanted to go. And when I joined Red Essence, you know, we were seeing so much, well, to me, it wasn't a whole bunch of money, but the women and all of that, you know. And I was like, nah, I'm going to stay right here.
And to keep you engaged.
Yeah. And I ended up saying, you know, Ma, I want to go to Maryland. And Maryland gave me a scholarship to be in the musical program. And so I ended up going to Maryland. I went to Maryland. I don't know if Lenny Bass is the same year, but I got to believe so, because my roommate, my summer year in Maryland, was one of the guys in the room when Lenny died, Terry Long.
Okay. So that puts you in Maryland, what, 83?
83,
Yeah,
yep.
y'all probably same freshman year.
Yeah.
Because he got drafted 86.
Somewhere in there, I'm not sure exactly how it went. But I remember Terry Long was my summer roommate, and him and David Gregg was in the room when he died. And so yeah, we was there with Lenny, and It was great. It was a great time to be a black guy at Maryland University because, you know, the culture thing was shifting. Maryland was predominantly white,
Right.
but the Black Student Union was gaining power, and Lenny was doing his thing, and it was just a good time.
Yeah, that seemed like pretty good fun.
Yeah.
So tell me about how RE progressed.
RE?
Yeah.
So when I got to Red Essence, I think Funk wasn't in the band at that point. It was me, it was Lil Benny was the lead, and Lawrence the Maniac was there. And if it was 12 guys in Red Essence, I was number 12. Like I was the least important guy. But it was great.
But you was still playing the sax, right?
Playing sax. I mean, that's how I got into playing saxophone.
Right.
And it was great. Big John, Big Horn, and Lil Benny, we would have these extra practice sessions. And, you know, they would teach me the steps, and I didn't know how to dance at all. It was like crazy. And DC, who was the saxophonist that I was replacing, he was an unbelievable guy on the cowbell. So they tried to make me play cowbell, but I never figured it out.
Right.
And I don't know if I don't think I was driving yet, so I would ride to the shows with John Jones. But man, you know, to be a young Merlin guy and to walk into a room of all those people, because Red Essence, you know, they was Red Essence. They was not yet the wickedest band alive, but even then they was the wickedest band. Like Chuck was number one, then come Essence, then EU, and then Trouble Funk at that time. And so it was just an unbelievable experience. Red Essence was ran by the women, Miss Neal, Miss Mac, Sis, and they held a tight grip over everything RE.
Right.
Like you couldn't, nothing. You couldn't record them. You couldn't do T-shirts with their names on it. You couldn't, I mean, nothing. They really ran that stuff. And they was a corporation. They wasn't just, you know, they was a corporation.
Right.
And so they was organized financially. You wouldn't remember it, or people wouldn't remember it, but early on they tried to buy a police station on Mississippi Avenue, and the bid was 1.8 million. And I didn't think about it then, because again, I'm, you know, a teenager, but you know, that ain't no small amount.
That's a lot of money, especially back then.
It's a lot of money back then. And it just shows the kind of money they had. They wasn't necessarily giving it to us,
Right.
but it kind of shows the kind of money they had. But, you know, it was a great organization. It was a great experience. I wouldn't be where I am or who I am if I had not gone through that training ground, you know?
So talk to me about going from playing the saxophone to rapping to eventually lead Mike.
So, again, you know, you wouldn't put, I mean, because we 60 now, right? Or I'm 60 now.
Right.
So you wouldn't really think about this stuff, but we was all teenagers then. Like, you know, I might have been 18, white boy might have been 22, and so on and so forth. The only ones that were significantly older was Sugar Bear and Funk. Sugar Bear is about 10 years my senior.
Right.
So if I was 18 back then, he'd have been 28.
Yeah. He's about 71.
He's about to turn 71 on his birthday.
Yeah.
And so, you know, it was just, the whole thing was just really interesting. We was just kids trying to, you know, figure this stuff out. And we didn't care about much, you know, but girls. Like, that's all we cared about.
Right.
And, but also when you that young, you know, that's when you're going to be at your best musically. Like, you know, most people, they don't have no kid yet, they don't have no wife yet, so they would practice.
Right.
And
You all in.
you're all in. And Erasmus was as good as it gets with Funky Ned and White Boy Foots. In fact, that's my favorite Erasmus band. White Boy, Funky Ned, Godfather, Marquis. That's the rhythm section. Jungle Boogie, David Green, Foots, that's the percussion. James Funk, Lil Benny on the front line, me and John Jones in the horn section.
Yep.
Yeah, that's my favorite rehearsals. Even when I consider our rehearsals, like me and White Boy's rehearsals, that's my favorite rehearsals.
So it's funny, like I look at it like an age difference. So like I'm 50. So somebody in my age bracket, we feel like you and White Boy was it for us.
Right.
The way you feel like that was your favorite band.
Right.
And it was funny, like we noticed the transgression into original music. When you got to around, let's say, 93, between those years, we saw the transgression into original music, and you did a lot of that writing, right? So tell me about how...
Well, it's just a matter of who's at the top of the podium. You know what I mean?
Right.
Funk, for most of Ranson's early years, was at the top of the podium, so to speak. And he was a DJ. And so he had an incredible library of music. And so a lot of what Ranson's did early on was a song already,
Right.
as was Chuck.
Right.
And they would adapt it to how they wanted to do it. What's that fuss? I ain't got no. That's Chuck Brown. I mean, that's James Brown, right?
Right.
And I could go on and on. And they would sprinkle creativity along the way, make it their own. You know, it's funny when people talk about originality. I'd be like, well, what song did Chuck write? You know what I mean?
Exactly,
Like,
exactly.
now he did write songs. Shake a tambourine, gonna get yourself a whistle to blow. I need money. I mean, he definitely, but
Right. Most of the songs he's known for, they were pretty much...
they were cover songs, right? Me, I didn't have such a musical library. So my trick, when it was my turn, I don't know if it was ever necessarily my turn, but when Funk was gone and Benny was gone, it was me and White Boy's rehearsals.
Right.
And I would normally just adapt the lingo of the streets or, you know, what was going on. I want to reflect. Even now, I just really want to reflect the street. And so I could give you a million examples. We, in the black hole, and the girls would stand on the ledge in the black hole, face the wall, and dance.
And that's
Thus, we started working the walls, right?
what a time to be alive.
Well, yeah. We in the trade winds, and Greg Jones walks in. He's a basketball god.
I know. I grew up with Greg.
Yeah, basketball god to us. Strictly backyard guy. And he comes in the trade winds. And I said, is that Greg Jones? And I said, here comes the body snatcher. Snatching bodies what we have. And that's how we come up with body snatchers. And I could go on and on.
And shout out to Greg, man. He probably don't even know that. So you probably just told him.
Yeah, that's my man. I love Greg Jones. Like, this nigga he was everything, man. Really would have been great to see him.
Yeah.
You know, and with everything, with go-go music and the Kurt Smiths and Greg Jones of the world, the line between making it and missing it is so thin.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's so, sometimes it's as stupid as...
Any little false move can
Yeah,
ruin
my uncle is David Bing, right? Like Sherman, right? You know, just any little
any
thing.
little thing like that. And
Any
that'll
little
kill it.
thing.
All
And
of a
so
sudden
we...
you're not marketable, they find any little thing to shut it down.
Any little thing. And so we all in the black hole, we taking a break. It's a little room in the back of the Black Hole. And Trina Boot comes in there and she said, man, these niggas, they chasing me around. They want me. They chasing me. And I said, they chasing you? She said, all the time. All the motherfucking time. And that's how we came up with all the time, all the motherfucking time, nigga. Trina Boo, it's okay, right?
Right.
And so we just, I've always just tried to reflect the day.
Yeah, relate to the street.
Reflect the day,
Relate to the
and I mean as best we could. That's what we done.
So what made Funk step down?
Whew. Couple of things. The easiest thing to turn to is he's a boss. Mm-hmm. And when we was 18 and he was 28, no problem. Mm-hmm. But now we 25 and he 30, it's different. Yeah. And so being bossing us now ain't as easy.
Right.
But he's still a boss.
Right.
And so he went to start
Proper utensils.
Mm-hmm. And he's a boss. Yeah. Very similar when Rapper was with 911. Mm-hmm. When Scooby was with Familiar. I mean, bosses are going to end up being bosses.
And I was going to get to that later on.
No, but I'm just saying, ultimately, no matter where you are, if in your heart you're a boss, right, you're going to end up going and being a boss at some point.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So did you feel like it was a gray area between when Funk and Benny left and when you and White Boy was trying to figure it out?
No, I don't know if I felt like, I mean, maybe if I look back at it.
Because some people say y'all lost audience to Proper Utensils because they follow Funk, and some people feel like, y'all didn't miss a beat.
So, I was in Red Essence when it was 20 people in the crowd. So I've seen them both. I don't know. Yeah. Like when you're talking about a forever band, all of them have seen nights when, or not nights, years, when it's not nobody following you.
Right.
And so, early Black Hole, late Black Hole, I remember we really took a dip. And maybe, as I think about it, Funk and Benny wasn't there. And Chuck put out a record live at Celebrity Hall, and it just took over everything. Yeah. And our numbers went down. His numbers went up. And but I don't know. Maybe if I think about it now, it is related to Funk and Benny not being there. But the trick early on in Go-Go was to put out a good record. Right. If you put out a good record, everything takes care of itself. And I mean, the problems me and White Boy had is what led to the shift, so to speak, in how Go-Go was run. Because Funk, probably the greatest lead mic ever, right? He would start the Go-Go out very calm, very mellow. He had the gift of gab, so he just would talk to the people. And the song would slowly build. First the organ would come in, then the music, doom, 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 doom. We're gonna do it on down because Lisa's here.
He did
do it on
like
down.
A warm-up,
he did a warm-up. I mean, White Boy was scared. When Funk quit, he quit abruptly.
Right.
Benny had already been gone at that point, doing a little bit in the Masters and stuff. When Funk left, he left abruptly. And so, I didn't want to be the lead. White Boy didn't want to be the lead, but White Boy ended up being the lead, right? And so our way of dealing with it is let's start on 10, like no warm up.
Right.
You know what I mean? Right. So let's start on 10 so that people are into it, they jumping, timbales, And so our style is what then began to build. Like every song, when I was growing up, there was this commercial selling old music, and there would be like, how much would you pay for this? Okay, so you also get boom, and it would go to the best part of the song.
Right.
So that's how we then started. Every song we had would be this big 25, 25, 25, can I get 30? 35, 35, 35, can I get 40? Girl, every song would have this incredible
Right.
beginning.
Right.
Because we needed to catch them right
Immediately.
We didn't have the luxury of the warm-up like funk did.
So you went more in just straight into just the energy off the brick.
And even still, like when I do a song now, like I'm gonna put you in a body bag, and put the body bag. Like even still, that's just that's how we do things. Just these, we're gonna try to grab it at the very top with these dynamic intros, and then we off to the races.
Right.
And so that's how me and White Boy started to. For the boom, 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 boom. Like automatically, let's dive in.
Let's get right to it.
And so that's how we kind of started to shape the new Red Essence, so to speak.
Okay.
Yep. And that's how we. But you're probably right. A lot of that was because there was both Funk and Benny was the greatest.
Yeah. They irreplaceable.
Yeah, they're irreplaceable.
So, tell me about the record deal.
There's plenty of record deals. So Red Essence had a couple of record deals. The one people don't seem to know about is Polydor. And can't remember the guy's name that took us to Polydor or Polygram. Polydor, they had different subsidiaries. And we this would have been in the early 80s, and it was unsuccessful, that record deal. But we used to do this thing at the Coliseum, and we stole it from the Greek people, ice, ice, baby, boom, 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 right? And so we took it to Polydor, and they didn't like it. And, so we moved on. But, man, a year later, Commodore's come out with the exact same thing.
Exactly.
Boom, 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 boom.
That's crazy, right?
But that's the same shit.
Yeah.
But the record deal that most people are familiar with is when we were
MCA.
signed with who? What'd you say?
Was it with Uptown?
Uptown MCA. Andre Harrell. And the Butt had just become everything.
Now, did Puffy had anything to do with that deal, with getting y'all with that deal?
No, but in a funny. Okay, so Puffy, while doing the Butt was hot, he was a student at Howard University.
Right.
And a lot of them cats, Hawk Islam was there. A lot of them cats was there that ended up being big in the music world. But they was at Howard. Puffy was doing parties and stuff. And he, at the time, he had they called themselves the NY3. It was these three dancing guys from New York. And Puffy was one of them. And I had a rapper, me and Foots had a record label called Colossal Records. And Vinny D was one of our artists. And so he used to hang around them guys. And so he would have Puffy, I can't remember the other two guys' name, but they was the NY3 dancing. And and so Vinny was going to be at the Capitol Center with, Ray Essence, He had the song $55 Motel, and it was hot. And so, we would go to rehearse, me and Foots, to watch his rehearsal. And Puffy, he was the one of the three that really just couldn't get it, right? He just went. And so I was like, hey, Vinny, you got to fire this guy. The show is Saturday. Like, this is Wednesday.
Right.
And Vinny was like, oh, man, it's NY3. I can't fire. Say it's the NY2. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this guy.
Yeah.
And so Vinny felt, conflicted about firing us. I said, well, shit, if you don't, I'll fire him if that's what you're worried about. So I fired him, and you know, and so that was that to me.
Right.
Meanwhile, EU did the butt, and it was big. Hell, it was nominated for
huge
Record of the
success,
Year.
yeah.
It didn't get, you can't get no bigger than Record of the Year, right? And so Andre Harrell, Uptown Records, I guess he started saying to himself, well, if this go-go thing is going to be big, I better get me a go-go band. So he ended up getting Red Essence.
Because at the time, it was kind of like rap and go-go was trying to take off at the same time.
No, the beginning of both, yeah, but rap took off way before.
Okay.
Rap owned the 80s.
Gotcha.
It wasn't until the late 80s when the buck came along with the movie. Maybe 86, 87 maybe.
Would do the right thing.
We do the right thing. And you had asked me earlier, how did I get into rap? And it's because funk, I loved rap as a kid. And so I would always be saying these little raps, and I loved LL, and funk started getting me to do little raps. And rap again was new, like you say, and he would start to get me to do little raps, and it just kind of grew from that.
Okay.
It just kind of, at some point I had my own rap song. It was the LL song, I don't remember which one. But it just kind of grew from that. Anyway, so EU has the butt, and Andre Harrell was like, I better get me a go-go band. And so he comes and he gets Red Essence. And so we catch a train to New York. We're going to meet with Andre Harrell. We catch a train in New York, me, Funk, Foots, not Funk, me, White Boy, Funky Ned, and Foots. And we in Andre Harrell's office, and he comes in, he says, yeah, man, doing the butt, because before them, I don't know that we connected it.
Right.
So he says, yeah, doing the butt, this is going to be great. And if go-go is going to be a big thing, I need to make sure,
We a part of it.
yeah, I got somebody I can, da-da-da-da-da. And he's talking, he's just giving us game, teaching us philosophy and stuff. And then he says, by the way, I got the perfect person to work with y'all. I mean, this guy, he's been around DC, da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like, oh man, it's gonna be great. Oh man, okay. Okay, cool. And then he said, hey, come on in. And it's Puffy. And I'm like, oh, shit. Motherfucker. Because he never got over that. Like, in fact, when we stopped him from dancing is when he quit dancing, went to New York, and became an intern for Uptown MCA.
Okay.
So really, hell, we saved his life.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, because, he done made billions off of the music industry. So anyway.
He would have kept dancing.
Yeah. So, but he didn't seem, I would have to have the conversation with him to tell if he sabotaged it, because I don't think he did. He was on fire back then. He just came off the Mary J. Blige thing, and he hadn't left yet and did the Biggie stuff. He hadn't done, so he still was doing stuff within Uptown MCA, and hell, they was on fire. They had Guy, Today, Heavy D, I'll Be Sure. I mean, they was on. Fuck, they was on. You can't get hotter than this, right? And so I thought that what the biggest problem, hell, I probably was part of the biggest problem, because I'm a young guy, and you got all these people in your ear, keep it real, all of that shit, right? And we had what's called mutual right of refusal, which is maybe, it sounds great, it's almost like a husband and wife, but really it's bad. It really means if you write a song and I don't like it, I don't have to do it.
Right.
And if I write a song and you don't like it, you don't have to do it.
Right.
And usually that's not the way it's supposed to work.
Right.
It's really supposed to be like, if you write a song, whether I like it or not, I got to do it. That's how it's really supposed to be. And so everything they wrote, I was like, I don't like that shit. I don't like that because
It didn't,
this is
it didn't fit. It didn't fit Go-Go.
Okay. So let me just say this. The easy thing is that's correct, right? But in reality, Go-Go is not the whole house. Go-Go is the basement.
Okay.
Right? On the bottom of every band is the percussion, the drums, the congo, timbales, cowbell. On the bottom of every band. Chuck puts jazz on the top. Right? There I go, there I go, there I go. Backyard puts rap on top.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Red Essence at the time put R&B on top. So at the basis of every go-go band, the percussion is at the bottom. It's just a matter of what do you put on top.
Right.
Right?
Right.
So when we up in MCA, Uptown, they same kind of conversation in a way, but slightly different. They saying, how can we marry this? Right? How can we marry go-go? Right? Because you wouldn't think of this, right? But they biggest success at this point was Mary J. Blige, right? And Mary J. Blige, at her core, is an R&B singer.
Absolutely.
But they said, we're gonna marry Mary J. Blige to hip hop.
Yeah.
Right? And so they made her, they did the marriage, hip hop is on the bottom, and R&B is on the top. And then they marketed it, said, Mary J. Blige is the queen of hip hop R&B.
Right.
Well, who's second? Like, we never even heard of it, so of course she's the queen, right? And so that was their thing, is like, how can we marry go-go? What can we marry go-go to, right? And me being, I was the writing, me, Ned, well, everybody wrote, but mostly me and Ned was the people who did a lot of the writing then. And, you know, I was a young, again, arrogant guy, and I mean, I just wasn't going for nothing. Like, nah, we don't want to do that shit. Right? And Ned had wrote this incredible song, and we playing it for Andre Harrell, and he in the office, oh man, oh God, hell yeah. This is it, this is the one right here. It's just gonna be great. Man, I can grab Heavy D, and then he said, oh yeah, but you wanna be the rapper. Talking to me like, oh yeah, oh that's right, you wanna be the rapper, right? Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
But at 62, man, do with us what you want.
Yeah.
And let's see.
Yeah. When you look back, man, you feel like it's a lot of things you could have done different with that.
Man, everything I would have did different, everything. I would have did everything different. Like, do with us whatever you want. One of the guys that they sent our way had just finished the Whitney Houston album. I mean, these was,
Heavy
you know, these was heavy hitters that they were sending our way. And the Fat Boys, the one that wasn't actually fat, what's his name?
Marky D.
They sent him our way. I mean, they had heavy hitters coming our way. And I should have just shut my fucking mouth. And whether it worked or not, let's see.
Right.
I mean, who am I to say this ain't gonna work?
So the whole concept of not being able to formulate a song wasn't the real issue. Because a lot of people feel like a lot of bands weren't able to condense and formulate go-go into a 3-4
Not for
minute
us.
song?
I mean, Ray Essence was creme de la creme for musicians. Like, I mean, even to this day, with Funky Ned being in my band, I look down like this motherfucker. Like,
Still got.
he's ridiculous. No, we knew how to. No, we knew how to formulate songs. Everything we presented was, structurally correct. It just was about the marriage.
Right.
And we never could figure out the marriage. And at the time, your dollars was based on your record on the street.
Right.
And whenever you put a record on the street that was less than raw and uncut, like the people wanted it, they wasn't going for it.
Right.
And so we adopted that same theory, like, nah, we're not letting you water us down.
Right.
But we should have let them water us down, you know what I mean? Like, because the one thing I've learned, man, is you always own you at the end of the day. And even when something, like Prince was with Sony or whoever he was with, I believe it was Sony, and he became a household name, and then he left.
Right.
Well, now that you left, but you're a household name, you could do whatever you want to do.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And I didn't understand. Again, we was young kids, and I thought I was protecting the brand, but really, we should have let them do whatever they wanted to do.
Because it was a lot of speculation. A lot of people felt like you all were seeing more money, still staying home, dropping your songs at home, playing 3-4.
They wouldn't let us drop any songs when we was under their label. We might have went 2 or 3 years without dropping a song.
So
And then we just cried so much. We just cried and complained so much, they finally let us release Lock It. And so we released Lock It, and it went right up the charts. And then they said, okay, this is a song. So then they went and got Herbie Lovebug to redo Lock It, and they put it in a movie. And
what movie they put in?
I don't remember the name of the movie. But my goofy ass, even in the remix, my lyrics are talking bad about Herbie Lovebug. like, I mean, I'm like, what the fuck? Like fuck these niggas, fuck them.
Right.
And I'm like, it's something in the groove you forgot to take, I'm just talking shit about them and just tripping. Like, I don't know if you got kids, but it's like watching your kid nowadays, like, the fuck?
Yeah.
I told you the hole was gonna be right there. How do you still step in it?
Right.
And we stepped in every, I don't know the fair to say I stepped in every hole it was. And I should have just shut my mouth and let them do whatever it was they wanted to do. I do like, this is off topic, but I do like the model of Black Alley.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I feel one of the biggest problems that Go-Go has for the guy that lives in Minnesota or Tennessee or whatever,
Right.
is you looking on stage like, who's the talent? Who am I supposed to pay attention to? All our life, there's the Jackson 5, but the little kid up front, that's the guy, right? That's Patti LaBelle and the Bluebells, but that lady with the big voice, that's who we supposed to pay attention. Well, Go-Go never had that kind of pecking order.
Right.
And so I love Black Alley because they do. It's just Casey. The musicians, yeah, but we know who to pay attention to. And not only do you know who to pay attention to, but she's really a star. Like, all Go-Go band leaders are not stars.
Right.
Like
Right.
you know, maybe you fight the
just know
best
they
or
the
whatever,
lead, yeah,
right?
yeah.
You know, but you ain't necessarily a star, but Casey is a star.
Yeah, she can really get to it.
She can really get through it. And I felt like if they would have been early go-go, or if they would have claimed go-go, or however you look at it, it might have, you know, a lot about what they do is incredible. They heavy with original music and same unit that's been together. You know, I mean, there's a lot of what they have done has been just great. And you know, if I had a chance to be 20 again,
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
you know what I mean? Mike Muse raised this issue early in Essence. He was like, I think this was even before, well, it had to be before MCA because he wasn't with us by the time we got to MCA. But it's while we was at Polydor, and he said, I should be the leader. I'm the singer, I'm the talent. But the lead talker back then in go-go bands was considered the leader.
Right.
And so, what's the guy? You got what I need.
Bismarck.
He calls me one day, and he says, man, I figured out what y'all problem is. Y'all talker is y'all leader, and people don't understand that. But it's exactly like a DJ. I said, what you talking about? So the DJ is playing the record, but he's talking over the music. He said, that's what y'all talker did. He said, so y'all should put your talker on a pedestal or something so people will know that this is his thing. He's gonna talk over the music, but don't confuse it with the music, right? And man, rest in peace, man, Bismarck. He was right. You know what I mean? Like that was it. And that was a part of, to me, you know, and it's not fair to say what's wrong with go-go, because I don't think anything's wrong with go-go, but I do understand the guy in Memphis that doesn't get it.
And it's always a way to improve on stuff.
Yeah,
You know what
I understand the guy in Memphis that doesn't understand these 10 guys up front like Menudo, like what's the horn player, like who's the person I'm supposed to pay attention to?
Right. Yeah. So y'all sever ties with Uptown. You come back home. You get busy with more original music. Now y'all done got back to your prominence. What would you say was the breakup? What caused the breakup?
To me, mostly my arrogance. Like, to me, I had did the song Overnight Scenario. And I remember figuring it out at practice, you know, we just messing around. And I was like, 3 in the morning, the Pancake House, 4 in the morning, should be, and you know, we just messing around, we just playing around. But White Boy hated it. Like, he was like, this shit ain't gonna work, dude. It's too long, it's da-da-da-da-da. And so we put an album out. Oh no, so again, you know, being arrogant, we at the show, and I would see a break. Not that the band stopped playing, we playing, but I would see a space where we not really playing a certain song. So I started 3 in the morning, the Pancake, 4 in the morning, right? And it starts to catch on. And one of the albums we had recorded was a live album. And so we at the radio station, and I think White Boy wanted to promote the DJ Cool, I got that feeling, right? Put it out, and it didn't really work. And then he put 2 other songs out, didn't really work. And Flex and them kept saying to him, this Overnight Scenario thing, people calling in for that. Like, why don't we do that? So he ended up doing it. It ended up being a big song. And one day somebody comes to me and they say, man, ain't that crazy? Like today you said, yeah, you know LeBron going to the 76ers because it's new, right?
Right.
Somebody comes to me and say, man, ain't that crazy? Jay-Z just stole y'all song. I'm like, what? Yeah, Jay-Z just stole y'all song. The Pancake House, that's what they would call it, the Pancake. And in my mind, I didn't really think nothing of it because plenty times in the music world, people will have similar concepts.
You hear something, you hear a concept, and then you put your spin on it. So yeah.
Right. Plenty times, lots of times. You almost can never say something that ain't been said before.
Exactly.
But when I heard it, I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, it's highway robbery.
This guy, he really did it. So I'm like, hey, Dre, what's going on with that? Like, did he really just steal our? And, to make a long story short, he was like, nah, it ain't about nothing. And, I just kept hearing it, kept thinking, I'm like, oh, I got a lawyer. No, our lawyer's looking into it, but it ain't about nothing. And hell, maybe, I don't know how long it was because time is bad with me, but let's call it 6 months. Maybe 6 months later, lady named Jamie had a magazine called Sister to Sister. And the magazine says, Essence sues Jay-Z, right?
That's how you found out about it?
Yeah. And then Madeline was on BET, right? She was at Maryland with me. And BET ran the Essence sues Jay-Z. So I'm like, hey, Dre, I thought, y'all wasn't going to do nothing about it, right? Now, here's something I got to go back and say, which is, Essence is a corporation,
Right.
but the original members formed the corporation.
Right.
I came along later, so I wasn't a part of the corporation.
Okay.
But one thing I always felt like was, if ever anything worked, we all eat from the same piece of pie.
Exactly.
And so ultimately, Andre said, hey, yeah, we suing Jay-Z, but it's a publishing issue, and you're not a part of our publishing company. And I was like, and I didn't understand it because I really never paid attention to that kind of stuff, but he was absolutely right.
But you wrote the song.
But I wrote the song. And I just always felt like, like we always feel, with our wives or our cousins or our football team or whatever it is, that if something ever really got good, we would all break down.
Yeah.
And this is the first time that I'm kind of getting that. It might not be the case, right? And I'm like, man, but I wrote it. Like, remember, you didn't even like it.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So you like, how you gonna go from, you ain't even want to put it out there, to now, it's almost like you claiming it.
Right. Well, but again, the one thing I recognize is he was right. Like, it's a publishing issue, and I'm not a part of their publishing company.
Right.
I mean, he's correct.
Right.
And so again, being arrogant, I was like, well, okay, cool, y'all go ahead, and I'll just leave, and I'll do another one, right? And so that's what I think by this point I was in Verizon, and I don't remember what the years was, but I started in Verizon in '97, and Verizon has this little funny thing where you get raises every 6 months.
6 months.
Yeah,
Because I started in 2000.
Yeah, and then when you get the top pay, it only takes 4 years to get the top pay, right?
Right.
And so I just said to myself, when I get the top pay with with Verizon, I'm gonna quit.
Right.
And so That's pretty much what happened. But the other band members started getting wind of it, and then they started being like, "Well, man, let's just start another band." Now, I didn't want nothing to do with starting another band. I ain't, but 32 and Bojack and all of them guys, they started, man, fuck that shit. Let's
So this was 911 for him.
911, yeah. And so that was it. But I will tell you this though. I now I now understand White Boy a lot better now that I'm in his same chair. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
So it's funny what you were saying earlier about if you truly a boss, you're gonna end up branching out.
at some point. But I don't know. But I don't know. I think now I'm a boss, but I don't know if I was then.
You had the mentality of one. You had the arrogance of one.
I definitely had that.
But it was the learning curve. So, sometimes we get the learning curve as we go along. As our parents, you tell us sometimes you gotta learn the hard way. And some people, they sit and study. So it sounds like you chose the hard way.
Yeah. but my friend Jahar always has this little saying, man, what makes your daughter any more important than mine?
True.
In other words, like, one of us got to get this dollar.
Right.
I choose mine.
Right.
And then,
Right.
so I get it with me. I mean, hell, a lot of this stuff me and White Boy sit around and laugh about now.
Good.
You know what I mean? Because I didn't understand stuff back then. I was a Michael Jackson, feed the world kind of guy.
That's good to hear because, for a long time, I don't think you guys did speak.
We definitely had our times when, and maybe even still, I mean, we're competitive.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
We're competitive, and so it's you or me.
Right.
Uh,
You gonna always choose you.
I'm always choose me. And I talk shit, and man, but we'll get on the phone and just laugh about it.
Good.
And then, every 3-4 years the bands play together, and we get a good little piece of pie. You know what I mean? And we keep it moving.
Reunion shows be epic, man.
Yeah.
Be epic. So, what went wrong with 911?
I don't think nothing went wrong. What's funny is when I change a name, people think
It's a new band.
it's a new band, but it's not. So what went wrong with 911 was 911. We planned in January. We started 911, right? January, we started a band called 911. In September, 911. Right? The airplanes crashed into the World Trade Center, the Pentagon, right? So that happened in September, obviously, September, right? And so later that year, maybe November, we played a show with Chuck Brown in New York. And Chuck came to me and said, son, I just don't know this name, 911. It just has a negative connotation to it. You might want to change. I think you should change your name. So we just changed the name.
Right. Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay. So you changed it to Familiar Faces.
Familiar Faces. And we stayed Familiar Faces for a long time. But before we was Familiar Faces, rest in peace, Ivan Goff had a band called Familiar Faces.
Okay.
Ivan Goff was the keyboard player for EU for many years. And when he had left EU, he put together a band called Familiar Faces. And so every so often it would be an issue that because he had the old Familiar Faces, we got the new. And then we started getting good. Scooby's in the band now. Miss Kim, Kesey, Go-Go Mickey. I mean, we was jamming. I mean, we really started feeling good. And, I was saying, Familiar Faces doesn't work if I'm this guy in Tennessee. Like, I don't know none of these niggas.
Right.
So we just changed the name to Team Familiar.
Okay.
But nothing changed.
Just
You know what I mean? It's still the same organization, just nothing changed. Now, in your mind, you can say, oh, 911 rapper was there, and then he wasn't there when they were, but nothing about the people moving around did anything about me changing the name. It was always, something different.
So, retirement. What was going through your mind when you said you was finally going to step away?
I saw it was a couple things, but for the most part, I saw this New Edition thing, right? They had been apart for a long time. They had been apart for a long time, and then they did some TV show, maybe it was BT Awards or something. And I said, God, these motherfuckers look terrible. Like, God damn. And I was starting to say, damn, do I look like that? And then I said, man, I don't want to look like that. I don't want to. And I said, man, I'm going to retire. And I started putting together a plan. Because I don't want to look like that. And Go-Go didn't have help. Pops was old when we met him. If we was 20, what was Pops, 45?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, he was old when we met him.
Right.
And Go-Go not being around long enough, it didn't have no rules and regulations, like how long, like a basketball player, 35, 34, 35, that's about it.
Right.
Boxer, 28, 29, right? But Go-Go, we don't know, because Pops was old when we met him.
Right.
And so I was like, man, I don't want to look like that. And so, and also, I mean, that was the biggest thing, is I didn't like looking like the old, fat, sloppy, right? But also, I didn't like where Go-Go had grown to. When we came up, it's all about building stuff. Like, Rass's band members was Rass's band members. They wasn't nowhere else.
Team
And
band.
and everybody was trying to become a star. Like, EU had 1,000. Hell, Doing the Butt might have been nowhere near their best song, right? They had that song, Future Funk, and Trouble Funk had great records, and everybody was trying to become a star. We was doing videos, stuff like that. And when I looked around, nobody was trying to be a star no more. Like, everybody just was trying to put as much money in their pocket as they could. We would have band members that we might have a show at this house, and it's a show 2 houses down that one of my band members will be at, and then come to this. Fuck out of here. I gotta make sure I understand. So I gotta feed you out of my refrigerator. You're gonna steal food out of my refrigerator, and then I still gotta feed you.
Right.
So I just didn't like what Go-Go had become. In general, nobody was in the studio no more. Nobody was cutting records no more, shooting videos no more. It just was a money grab. And so, I just said, let me just get out of here. I could be a saxophone player in an R&B band until I'm 110. Like, no big deal. You know what I mean? And so that was the plan. That was the plan. We started practicing an R&B band.
That was originally what Push Play was, right?
Yep. R&B band, and then
the first time y'all played, I came. You was out in Maryland. What's it called? Society something.
The very first, we played Society early, but the very first place was something up that way, but it wasn't Society. And hell, I retired in 2019. And for all intents and purposes, it wasn't until 2026 when I really started being what I consider Go-Go again.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, because sometimes I noticed sometimes you would stay R&B, and then sometimes the
So I don't think I ever physically changed. I always acted like a lead talker.
right.
But a lead talker over a R&B band.
Right.
And I would do some of the same stuff, go to a percussion breakdown, you know, shout people out. I feel like I was always the same guy, but you know, we was playing R&B.
Right.
And then slowly, you know, I would do Michael's birthday party and private. You're like, come on, man, you just play Lock It.
Yeah.
Okay, fuck it.
Give me 20 minutes.
Think of the name of it is Lock It. Okay. And then another couple of birthday parties. Come on, man, play Lock It. You played it at that other guy's show. And then we start finding ourselves in these more competitive shows where it's my band and Miss Kim or Scooby or whatever, and being competitive. So now I started adding more aggressive songs, Fantasia, Erykah Badu, Glock on lock, the trunk stay locked, right? And so we starting to change a little bit. You playing a go-go song, and then you playing these songs a little aggressive. And then last but not least, we started playing late at night. And, you know, I got these rules in my head, like, but, you know, after midnight, ain't no slow songs. People ready to party.
Yeah, because if you go slow at the midnight, they're going to sleep.
Yeah, we done drank our drinks. We done sat at the table, but now we want to party.
Right.
And so again, I started altering the playlist to be more aggressive. But in my mind, as long as we wasn't, Mickey always laughed when I called the Congos E-flat boogie, boom, 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 boom. As long as we wasn't playing that kind of Congo beat, we wasn't go-go.
Right.
And then whenever, I can't remember happened, but it was Trouble in the Water with District Kings. And District Kings had Jammin' Jeff, Mickey, and Bojack. And when they started having a little bit of trouble in their water, and we was already playing more aggressive, to me that was it. Like if I get Jeff, Bo, Mickey, I mean that's it.
Yeah.
I mean that's it. And so Bo came over and never quite got Jammin' Jeff, but Bo was enough to tilt us all the way. Now we got a cowbell. Now we full blast now.
Full throttle now. So I gotta ask you this.
All right.
Because you know, I lost my mom Mother's Day.
Ooh, my God.
Yeah, I lost her on Mother's Day. She was battling cancer. The last 2 years, cancer took her legs from her. So
Oh my God.
I've been caregiving her for 2 years, and then Mother's Day lost her. So wanted to talk to you about, you know, how you deal with losing your son, because that was a tragic situation, and I know it hit hard. That was your namesake.
Yeah, it's really different, man. Like I wouldn't wish that on anybody. Mom is tough, and there's no doubt about that. In fact, my mother died in my arms. She didn't die in my arms. I was right there when she died. I had to close her eye. I mean, it was just. But the son, and that was really tough. It was unexpected. Even when I got the call, like, man, Donnell was in an accident, and you need to get here. And I drive 18 wheelers, and I was, you know, about an hour away. I was coming up 95, and I, you know, in my mind, I'm like, oh, let me drop the load first and then go, you know, because you don't.
You're not thinking that.
You know, you ain't thinking that.
Yeah.
And the more the calls start coming, I'm like, okay, well, let me just go here first. I'm still, you know, let me just go here first. Tim Littlejohn was calling me, and I said, Tim, is it bad? And he paused, and he said, yeah. What the fuck? So anyway, you know, obviously, you know, he didn't make it. And it was just unbelievably devastating then and now. Time is always our friend. Time, just like mom's. Hell, when my mother died, I wanted to climb in the coffin. I mean, that was, you know, and you can barely breathe at those times. And then, but as time goes, you know, you just find a way of dealing with it. Now, excuse me, my way is kind of goofy. Like, I just act like it didn't happen. My wife is different. She will sit on her phone and look at videos and pictures just, you know, ad nauseum and just cry. And me, I'm just the opposite. I just
Stay busy.
stay busy, and in a goofy way, you know, I just pretend it didn't happen. Like, I just don't let myself think about it. And if I'm forced to think about it, I try to think of something that makes me laugh. I mean, Donnell was full of all kind of little crazy little stuff. And, you know, I just try to look at the good stuff, and that's the only way. But, you know, the pain on that kind of thing, man, is unequaled, like unequaled.
Yeah, my mom, I'm in a room with her with 7 or 8 nurses and the doctor giving CPR 20 minutes straight. She just never, and that look in your face when they did all they can do and the doctor say, sorry for your loss, like I can't get over that.
Sorry for your loss. When I got out I drove to the hospital. When I got out my truck, and again, I still don't, no one has said nothing. And the first guy come up to me and he said, sorry for your loss. And I'm like, what?
Right.
Sorry for my loss? What you talking about?
Right.
And it just was like, Jesus Christ, man, this is just crazy.
Yeah.
Mom, you know, my mother too, cancer as well, but extreme pain with my mom. And so in a funny way, you know, I was praying for her end. Once the end is inevitable, right? The end was inevitable for my mother. She had pancreatic cancer, which, you know, I mean, when the doctor says that to you, you know.
You know the end coming.
Yeah. And funny enough, that's what she said to me. She was like, don't be sitting around expecting no miracles.
Right.
This is the one. My mother was a nurse.
Right.
She's like, this is the one right here. But with my son, you know, it was just, it's instant. You get the knock. So me and you with our mothers, we had the advantage of the wind down.
Right. Right.
I'm coming over there every day, what you need, how you feel, Mom, I love you. Laughing, joking about the good old days with the knock on the door.
Yeah. You could kind of prepare for it a little bit.
Yeah, but with the knock on the door that you get from your son or something that you didn't expect.
Right. That's rough.
That's totally different. Yeah. Totally different. Yeah. So what I will say is, and Foots died the same way. And so it taught me to look at life like way different. Like if you somebody that is capable of irritating me bad, I'm gonna just keep you out of my way.
Yeah.
Because I don't wanna be mad on the day I die.
Right.
And because we don't know what day it is.
Exactly.
Right? So man, I got people, man, I'll be like, hey.
Keep your pieces.
Oh man. I got people that'll call me, man, and I call them back when I'm 3 minutes from where I'm going. That way I know I can't be on the phone for so long. Like, okay, man, I'm here. I gotta go. But man, one of the craziest things that we believe is "I'll see you later."
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing that proves that.
Yeah.
Right? I see you later or I holler at you tomorrow. I mean, there's nothing.
Yeah. We take time for granted.
Yeah,
We
man.
definitely take time for granted.
Yeah.
Even if it's something simple as where you wanted to go today.
Right,
You
right.
you put on the back burner and say, "Oh, I'll go tomorrow." It wasn't a
Yeah,
big.
yeah.
We take time for granted.
Man, we do. And but for me, I had a cancer scare of my own, and my cousin's wife Ariel, she had cancer a year before my scare began. And man, because cancer is such an intimidating word. Like that word changes your life. And I remember calling her and she said, "Hey, by the way, Donnell, we're all gonna die," right? Like just because you might have forgot.
I don't mean I want to speed up the process.
We all gonna die. She
Right.
said, "So why don't we just live until then?"
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And ever since then, you know what I mean? Like I get negative people out my space. I'm not staying mad at nobody and all that stuff and all of that. I just, because, we all going to die.
Right, right.
And who wants to be down on the day they going to die? You know what I mean?
Real pissed off with somebody.
Yeah,
That's the
man.
wrong time.
Yeah.
So tell me about the Detours Foundation.
Man, my wife can talk about that until she's blue in the face. Like the Detours Foundation came about because my son died tragically. Car came through an intersection. He was going through the intersection. Car hit him. That's it. And so my wife and my family jumped in, set up the organization to increase awareness for motorcyclists and for car people, so that we can have less of these tragedies.
Right.
And excuse me, we do what we can to increase awareness about traffic and safety things when it comes to motorcyclists. And man, crazy enough, she made a difference. Like she was able to get a Senate bill passed that adds motorcycle safety awareness questions to the driver's test.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, unbelievable. I remember when she first said it, I'm like, what? Right? But she just one of them people, man. She gonna chase it down.
That's good, man. That's excellent.
So, and not only that, we do scholarships for children of fallen riders. Christmas we big, Thanksgiving we big in those households where there's fallen riders. And so it's a very good organization, a very, very good organization.
That's good, man. I'm glad to hear that. Glad to hear that. So, home life. I know you been married how long now?
40 years.
So, I know you got some stories to tell.
Yeah.
About how to keep that going that long, sacrifices and challenges. And
Well, to me, it's all about breaking the tie. When you don't agree and I don't agree, now what?
Right.
Because breaking the tie has caused many marriages to be done. And whenever we don't agree, it's whatever you want to do. Because me and Jahar was like that too. In a different,
Yeah, I know.
But you just got to find a way of resolving the conflict. So in the band, Jahar was the manager. I dealt with the band and music, obviously. So if the tie came under where we gonna play or what we gonna charge, it's whatever he say.
Right.
If the tie came, he want to fire somebody, I don't want to fire somebody. Right. It's whatever I say.
Right.
With my wife, when we don't agree on something, where my daughter go to school or whatever, it's whatever I'm gonna tell you my opinion. This is what I think, but whatever you want to do.
Right.
And the other part of it is she has her own life. She doesn't concern herself with my life, and I got my own life, and I don't concern myself with her life until we
meet in the middle.
Yeah. And that's important. I've never, with my friends, with my wife, with my children, have your own life. Don't sit around. Don't sit around basing it on what I'm doing.
You cleave too close, man. You gonna start having problems.
Yeah.
You're gonna lose yourself. You're not gonna know what you like to do. And then there's a simple fact that y'all got different things that you like.
Yeah.
And you shouldn't not explore them because your spouse don't want to explore.
That's right.
So that makes a lot of sense.
That's right.
That's a good nugget to tell. Well, glad we had this conversation, man.
I'm glad we did too.
And appreciate you stopping by.
Yes, sir. And I gotta lose some weight too, so maybe we can hook up on that.
Oh, I got you covered. Whenever you're ready, you already know I got you covered.
Yeah. I do slow. I've been taking slow steps, but I gotta take a giant step first, I think.
Yeah, I'm trying to get 50 off by October so I can celebrate.
God damn, 50. Shit. I guess that's what I need to say. I just don't believe it's true. I can do it.
It's diet. It's all diet. It's all diet.
Yeah.
But we can put something together.
Yeah.
We can do it together. Keep each other accountable.
Yep. All right.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate you. My man.